Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. So, we are the group 12. So, we will discuss the episode 12, which is the assessment for learning and assessment as learning, formative assessment. So, when we say assessment for learning, this is formative assessment, no? While assessment as learning, it refers to as self-assessment. So, next. So, here's our intended learning outcomes. So, demonstrate knowledge of the design and use of formative assessment and explain the importance of formative assessment. Next. So, observe. Activity 12.1. Observing assessment for learning practices. Formative assessment. Number 1. Observe what teacher does or listen to what teacher say to find out if the students understood the lesson while teaching. Learning is a progress. So, we have table here. So, may what teacher said, tally, total. Then, sa kabilang PowerPoint, meron namang what teacher did, tally, and total. So, unahin muna natin yung what teacher said. So, ito lang yung, dun sa na-observe namin, ito yung common or madalas na binabanggit kapag nagde-discuss or after mag-discuss. So, number 1, do you have any question? So, ito, nung nag-observe kami, ito yung madalas na sinasabi niya during the topic. So, ayan, itong tally, naglagay lang ako ng tatlo kung ilang beses siya nagtatanong. Kaya may tally siyang ganon na tatlo. Then, total 3. Siguro hindi ko naanhin itong tally since ano naman siya. Kita naman dito. Visible naman. Ang mahalaga dito yung what teacher said. So, number 2. Did you understand the topic? So, ito as a teacher, no? Tayo as a teacher, gusto natin, syempre, lahat nakakasabay. Nakakasabay yung student natin doon sa dinediscuss natin. Syempre, ayaw natin na may nahuhuli sa students natin eh. Next, number 3. Can you explain based on your opinion? So, ito, minsan lang tumatanong ni sir yung sa ino-observe namin. So, ito yung collaboration sa students and teacher kapag nagpapa-recite si teacher. Since wala namang maling sagot kasi based on your opinion yung sinasabi niya. Next, illustrate what have you learned from the topic. So, ayun, ganun din parang sa number 3. Collaboration siya ng teacher and students. Number 5, give me example. Ayan. So, ayan, yung tally is 3, 3, 2, 2, 2, 3. Next. Malipat niya. Slide na tayo 4. Next, what teacher did? Number 1, variety types of question. So, dito, sa variety types of question, ito yung strategy for differentiating instruction in the classroom. So, ito, pasok dito. For example, quiz, pa-exam. Yan. So, dito, papasok dito yung Bloom's taxonomy. Halimbawa na sa unang part ng test 1 is easy papuntang difficult. For example, sa unang test, 'di ba? Ano lang multiple choice hanggang pahirap ng pahirap na. Next is madalas yun yung ginagawa ng mga teacher. Okay, number 2 is asking non-directed questions. So, non-directed questions are one that any students in the class is free to try answering. So, example is, Can you anyone tell me what difference between assessment for learning and assessment as learning? So that's one of the example. Next, repricing. So, repricing, so dito, kumbaga, ito yung something express and different way, especially to make the meaning clear. So, halimbawa na dito, no, si teacher nagde-discuss si teacher, tapos may malalalim siyang word or sinasabi siya in English niya, ganun. Syempre, para mas maintindihan ng students, pinaparaphrase ni teacher. Dun sa na-observe namin, pinaparaphrase ni teacher para mas lalong maunawaan or makasabay yung mga students niya dun sa topic. Next is calling non-volunteer. So, ito, napaka-common naman. Calling non-volunteer. So, halimbawa na dun sa na-observe namin, kapag nagtatanong si teacher na, for example, nagbigay na siya ng question, tapos, yung taas ng taas, kung sino yung taas ng kamay, siya yung mga hindi tinatawag ni teacher. Kumbaga, yung mga hindi nagtataas ng kamay, yun yung mga tinatawag niya. Next, siguro kaya din ginagawa para makasabay din yung iba. Next, number 5, asking open-ended question. So, number 5, what is open-ended question? So, open-ended question start with why, how, and what. So, they encourage a full answer rather than a simple yes or no. Yes or no response that is usually given to a close-ended questions. Next. Number 2. Did the teacher ask the class, did you understand? If she or he did, what was the class response? So, here's our answer. Yes, the teacher asked the class if they understood the topic. The learner's response, they understood the topic. So, dito, syempre tayo as a teacher, dapat inaalam natin kung naiintindihan ba ng students natin yung mga tinuturo natin. Alangan namang discuss tayo ng discuss, salita tayo ng salita, hindi naman pala naintindihan or hindi naman pala nakakasabay yung students natin. Next is number 3. Did the students make the teacher feel or sense that they did not understand the lesson or the part of the lesson? How? So, here's our answer. No, this is because when the teacher asks question, they answer it based on their own understanding. So, kumbaga, walang maling sagot kasi yun yung sariling kanila, pagkakaintindi nila. Next, if they did, how did the teacher respond? So, the teacher responds through thanking them and commending them for their active participation. So, syempre, ikaw as a teacher, kapag nakipag-participate yung students mo, pinipraise mo sila ng thank you, good job, yan, ilan lang yun sa mga example. Next, 5. Were the students given the opportunity to ask questions for clarification? How was this done? Here's our answer. Yes, the teacher asked for further clarification. So, ito, ginagawa ni teacher dito is, after ng discussion niya, nagtatanong siya any question or clarification para mas clear dun sa mga students niya na kung naintindihan ba talaga ng mga students. Kung may any concern man sila dun sa topic, masasagot agad ni teacher. Next, 6. If she found out that his lesson was not clearly understood, what did teacher do? Did you observe any of these activities? Please check. So, meron dito 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. So, number 1, peer Tutor were assigned by teacher to teach 1 or 2 classmates. Next, each one teach one. Students pair with one other. Next, teacher give a module for more experiences for lesson mastery. And last, teacher did reteach. So, dito, since nung nag-observe kami, since napansin naman namin, nakita namin na lahat naman ng students ay nakakasabay dun sa topic ni ST, ni teacher. So, that's why wala kaming answer here since hindi naman namin siya na-observe. If ever man, as a future teacher students, a student teacher, rather, teacher did reteach ang gagawin namin. Siyempre, sino ba namang teacher na gugustuhin na hindi makasabay yung mga students niya dun sa topic, sa tinuturo, or sa lesson, di ba? Siguro lahat naman tayo ay gagawin yon, di ba? Para matuto yung students natin. Next. Ito ko na naman siya. 7. If she engaged herself in reteaching, how did she do it? Did she use the same teaching strategy described? So, gaya ng sinabi ko, no 6, since lahat naman nakakasunod yung students, so, hindi na siya nag-reteach. Pero, kaya, ang sagot namin dito is no, that resource teacher do not engage himself in reteach. Since hindi nga namin na-observe na ganon, dahil hindi naman nag-reteach yung ST, dahil lahat ay nakakasabay. So, if ever man na ganon mangyari, syempre, as a future teacher, yes, syempre, babaguhin natin yung strategy na pagtuturo natin para i-reteach na natin and babaguhin natin yung strategy ng pagtuturo natin para mas lalong maintindihan ng students, di ba? 8. While reteaching by himself, herself, and or with other students, turn tutor, did teacher check on student progress? So, no, the teacher did not integrate reteaching. Gaya ng sabi ko, hindi nga reteach yung na-observe namin. Next, analyze. Number 1, should a teacher find out if student understand the lesson while teaching is in progress? It not better to do a once and for all assessment at the completion of the entire lesson. So, here's our answer. Hindi ito mabasa. The teacher should assess whether the learners understood the topic while teaching is a progress so that she can able to admit remediation if she found out that learners have difficulty in understanding the topic. So, dito, si teacher, ina-assess niya yung learners or yung students niya kung naiintindihan ba yung topic while is in the progress, so that she can able to increase or enlarge to make or become greater, diba? Number 2, why is not enough for a teacher to ask, did you understand class, when she intends to check on learners' progress? So, here's our answer. There is a possibility some learners are embarrassed to tell that they don't understand the lessons, especially when majority of the class said yes. So, totoo, ito, ako as a student teacher, no, naranasan natin yan, syempre, pag nagtanong si teacher, did you understand? Did you understand? Siyempre, kapag sumagot yung mga classmates mo, sasagot mo din, yes ma'am, yes sir, di ba? Siyempre, nahiya ka naman. Yung iba kasi na nahiyang magtanong, nahiyang mag-ask ng question or clarification dun sa topic. Siyempre, sasabihin mo na lang, yes, para di ba? Now, why is not enough for teacher to ask? Did you understand? So, kasi hindi naman lahat ay nakakasabay dun sa topic. So, paano mo malalaman kung sino yung hindi at nakakasabay dun sa topic sa lesson mo? So, dito napapasok yung assessment. For example, magpapaquiz ka. doon mo makikita kung sino yung nakakuha or nakagets dun sa topic. So, yun din yung magiging evaluate mo as a teacher. Yun din yung magiging evaluate mo as a teacher kung naging effective ba yung pagiging pagturo. Naging effective ba yung pagturo mo dun sa mga students mo.